to KBTV. My name is Kevin Blaine of the Kevin Blaine Real Estate Team. Today my guest is Yalis Sousa. Yalis, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here. Yalis is a real estate professional, and Yalis, tell me how you got into real estate.
I started working. I had been working long hours, saved some money, and I wasn't doing anything for me at the bank. And I decided to put in the first property. That was how I got into real estate. I was buying my first investment property.
Okay. And did you have your license at the time?
No, I used a local agent that I found on Zillow, like most people nowadays do.
Sure.
I worked with him, and he's the guy that kind of talked me into getting my license and going into doing business in real estate.
So take me back, how many years ago was that?
That was about 4 years ago when I bought my first property.
So 4 years ago, and then you decide to get your real estate license, so you go through the Kaplan course at Keller Williams, you pass your state examination, and now you're licensed.
Yes.
And how'd it go? Like, what was your first year experience like?
My first year, I had a good run. I had been working. I still am working a job downtown Visalia where I meet a lot of people, and like everybody talks about, real estate is a network. You have to make contact, and me knowing a lot of people kind of helped me getting my foot in the door and doing my first few deals, which I had a good first year, you could say.
So you work another full-time job as well as working full-time real estate?
Yes, sir. As of right now, yes.
Because I know you work full-time real estate. You probably put in 50, 60 hours a week. So in addition to that, you do another job. So it must be what, a night job?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. And at first, the night job was the job that was providing. And for the past 3 years, the night job has been like more of a hobby, something I keep because I enjoy doing it.
Very good. Very good. So when do you sleep, Yalis?
Sleep when you die. I sleep a little bit.
You get your full 3 hours a night?
Yeah, 3 to 4 hours. It helps.
Very good. So, Yalis, tell me a little bit about what makes you different, because I know you are different than the average agent. You speak any additional languages? Just tell me about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Brazil, like most people know, so that's my main language. My native language is Portuguese. When I first moved here, I worked at a dairy where I worked with most Hispanic people, and I picked up Spanish, which is very similar to Portuguese, and of course I had to learn English in order to communicate here and make a living here, so I speak all 3 languages.
So if a buyer or seller's first language was Portuguese or Spanish, and they felt most comfortable working with someone that spoke their first language, then you would be a great candidate to talk to.
Oh yeah, that'd be just fine. I mean, I'm just as comfortable in Portuguese, Spanish as I am with English. It just flows. It's amazing that I've been here for 9 years and I can speak all 3 languages so comfortably. That amazes me because I could never think that would happen that way.
So I want to go back to that. He said that he's been here 9 years. So Yalis moved to the United States when he was 17 years old. 19 years old, excuse me. And he did not speak English. And so, Yalis, what was that obstacle like, coming here and not speaking the language?
It was very difficult, Kevin. As I said, I was 18, turning 19 when I got here. I had a normal life in Brazil. Of course, we grew up humble and poor from a third world country, so I didn't do nothing too much, but at least I had friends and family and school, normal life. So coming here, it shut down. It was just work and gym, and for a while it was just that. It was very difficult to adapt. I'm really glad I'm here today. I mean, life is great, I love it, but my first 6 months to a year were very, very tough year for me.
The work and gym. Well, it's paid off for you. Yalis is a very successful real estate agent. He does very well at his night job, and as you can tell, he's in great shape. You still go to the gym religiously, don't you?
I go as much as I can. I make it 3 times, 4 times a week. I used to go 6 times before.
And how did you learn the language?
Basically, I started working, I worked at a dairy for a while. I started working at a night job at a restaurant, a local restaurant, and that helped me. And once I started dating, I learned a lot of English, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
When we talk a lot.
Good. By the way, what's your nickname?
My friends call me Brazil because I have a different name. So to break the ice, they call me Brazil for a while until they learn how to say Yalis.
See this name down here. I mean, pronounce that name is Yalis, but when you look at it, I think I called you hot heat for about the first month, right?
You know, you got your point across. I got it.
So some of the people that you met when you first got here and where you worked, they would just call you Brazil because you were from Brazil.
Yes.
So tell me about Brazil. Like, what's the biggest difference between living here and living in Brazil?
It's a huge difference, Kevin. Everything. It's just from water to wine. Growing up there, very different. Rode the bus everywhere, rode the bicycle everywhere. Being here, being able to own a car and being able to afford gas, good food, living at a comfortable home. I mean, all the little things that most people take for granted, those are things that I appreciate to the fullest, you know?
Right. But some parts of Brazil, beautiful, right? The beautiful beaches and some
Yeah,
beautiful...
I've seen it on TV.
Yeah, okay, not where you live, not where you live.
Yeah, and I've never had the opportunity to visit many of those places. I went back once after I moved here and I visited one of those places, Salvador, Bahia. That's actually where my dad was born. So I wanted to visit. I experienced Carnival, where they have the best carnival out of the country. So yeah, I got to travel once when I went there. But growing up until I was 19, it was basically I stayed where I grew up.
So you know, I heard or I read, I saw that you had sold a couple high-end homes. And so you're very diverse. I mean, you work with the first-time home buyer. I know you've worked with buyers that are multimillionaires. Is it different when you're working with one type of buyer than the other, or do you just give them all good service?
I give everyone the same respect they give me, and I treat everybody the same. It doesn't matter if you're working we're looking at $150,000 homes, or if you're looking at $500,000 homes. I give you the same service, and I do my best to give you what you need and fulfill your needs. I put your needs before mine.
Gotcha.
That's important to me.
Put the client first. And
the
rest
client
will
first,
follow.
and then we're all in business to make a living. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I'll get what I want after you get what you want.
And you've sold some income properties. I know you enjoy that, right? Some fourplexes, apartment buildings.
Yes, I have been fortunate to work with some high-end clients, and I was able to sell some $500,000 complexes as well, some high-end homes. I work with some people that they're well off and they're able to buy cash properties at $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and it's been a blessing to me to meet those people and have the opportunity to work with them.
So going back 3 years ago when Yalis was studying, 3.5 years ago when he was studying to get his license, I would see him in the office, and my wife was studying to get her license also, and she nailed it. She said, "Hey Kevin, this guy Yalis, he's going to be a superstar. He's going to be awesome." And you could just tell by the way he carried himself, showed up to every training. I think you've taken every training that our office has offered.
Yeah.
And his work ethic, you could just tell he had that drive to do well and to serve others. Because that's what our job is, Yalis, and you've probably figured this out by now. It's really not a sales position, it's a service position.
Yeah, it's basically about listening and understanding what the person needs is versus, because not everyone is the same. People have different needs and wants, and it's just about listening to what they want and what works for them, and finding that home, what they're looking for.
So future plans for Yalis in real estate and in life, what's on the horizon?
Well, I want to keep growing as a realtor, and at some point I want to become a full-time investor. That's my goal, and eventually grow a team within the Kevin Blaine team as well.
Very good, very good. Following in the footsteps of Diego, was our last guest, so that's great. Well, we have high expectations for you, Yalis. We appreciate you being on the show and appreciate you being on the team. To contact Yalis, what's the best way of them contacting you?
Well, you could text, email, or call me. My number is 559-802-0348. Or you can find me on Facebook. My name is different, so it's really easy to find. It's Yalis, Hialys Sousa. That'll be the first guy that pops up with Yalis. That'll be me.
Thank you for tuning in to KBTV. I'm Kevin Blaine of the Kevin Blaine Real Estate Team. My host today, Yalis Sousa. Contact Yalis if you have any buying or selling needs. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. My name is Kevin Blaine. Yalis, if you can, I haven't been to Brazil. It's trying to say Rio de Janeiro and Brazil at the same time. Brazil. So Yalis, I hear you have a special talent.
Like what?
I heard that you're a gymnast.
I was a gymnast.
An acrobat.
Yeah, I used to be really good at it.
Ooh, the circus? Were you with the circus?
No, I grew up doing this thing called capoeira. It's part of Brazilian culture.
All right.
And me and my cousin, we were pretty good at it, and we got picked up at the park by a gymnast, a coach that took us to the gymnasium and took us in and cleaned us up.
I don't believe it. I gotta see it.
What?
Good job.
Okay. Cut!